Welcome to Dr. Balaga's God Knowledge Doc podcast, your quick dive into the latest medical breakthroughs to keep you ahead of the curve. Let's get started. Today is August 9, 2025. This video is on a Cell Press review published on August 7, 2025, titled Brain Control of Energy Homeostasis Implications for Anti-Obesity Pharmacotherapy. Energy homeostasis is regulated by brain circuits integrating peripheral metabolic cues with central processing. Key brain regions include hypothalamus, brainstem, reward-related cortices, signals from adiposity hormones like insulin and leptin, and gut-derived peptides like ghrelin and GLP-1 inform energy balance. Arcuate nucleus contain anorexigenic and orexigenic neurons. The paraventricular nucleus and the lateral hypothalamus are associated with downstream targets influencing feeding and metabolism. Reward circuits are in the ventral tegmental area, the nucleus accumbens, and they mediate hedonic feeding. Homeostatic and non-homeostatic influences. The homeostatic regulation includes negative food feedback loop, where weight loss is associated with decrease in leptin and insulin, which then stimulates hunger signals. Energy expenditure is modulated via autonomic output, thermogenesis, and locomotor activity. Non-homeostatic regulation includes sensory cues, emotions, circadian rhythms, and stress, which override metabolic signals. Dopaminergic reward pathways potentiate palatable food intake beyond energy needs. Brain integrates long-term adiposity signals and short-term meal-related signals to maintain body weight set point. Obesity. The leptin resistance blunts satiety signaling. There's hyperactivation of reward circuits. It sustains high calorie intake. In anorexia and cachexia, inflammatory cytokines alter hypothalamic sensitivity to peripheral cues. The chronic illness shifts energy homeostasis towards catabolism. What are the therapeutic targets? Pharmacological, GLP-1 receptor agonists, MC4 agonists, neuromodulation, deep brain stimulation, transcranial stimulation, behavioral, cognitive behavioral therapy, and lifestyle interventions. What is the primary brain region for sensing and integrating energy signals? The hypothalamus, particularly the arcuate nucleus, integrates peripheral metabolic cues and modulates downstream pathways for feeding and energy expenditure. Which neurons promote satiety and which promote feeding? POMC CART neurons are satiety promoting. The AgRP NPY neurons are feeding promoting. How do leptin and insulin influence feeding? Both hormones act on the neurons, that's the arcuate nucleus neurons, to suppress food intake and enhance energy expenditure. In obesity, resistance to these signals occurs. What role does brainstem play in energy homeostasis? It processes vagal and hormonal signals from the GI tract, coordinating meal size and satiety. How do hedonic pathways differ from homeostatic pathways? Hedonic pathways involving the mesolimbic dopamine system drive food intake based on pleasure rather than energy need, often overriding homeostatic control. What is leptin resistance? It's a state where elevated leptin levels fail to reduce appetite or increase energy expenditure due to impaired leptin signaling. How do gut hormones regulate appetite? GLP-1, peptide YY, and CCK suppress appetite. Ghrelin stimulates appetite. These act via the vagal afferents and direct hypothalamic axis. How is thermogenesis regulated? Through the sympathetic nervous system activation of brown adipose tissue, increasing energy expenditure. How does inflammation affect brain energy regulation? Cytokines can alter hypothalamic signaling, contributing to cachexia or reduced appetite in chronic illness. What's the significance of circadian rhythms in energy homeostasis? Misalignment can impair glucose metabolism, alter hunger hormones, and promote weight gain. How does dopamine influence food intake? It modulates reward and motivation, increasing the likelihood of consuming palatable, energy dense foods. What pharmacotherapies target brain circuits of energy regulation? GLP-1 receptor agonists, example semaglutide, MC4 agonists, and combination agents target multiple therapies. How can brain stimulation treat obesity? Early studies suggest that deep brain stimulation and transcranial magnetic stimulation can alter appetite and metabolism, but these remain experimental. How do stress and mood affect feeding behavior? Stress can both increase and suppress appetite depending on neural and hormonal context, often involving corticotrophin releasing hormone and dopamine pathways. Personally, I'm interested in how does boredom affect feeding behavior. I'm a boredom eater. Finally, what's the long-term set point theory? The brain defines a biologically determined weight range by adjusting hunger and energy expenditure. Several celebrities have publicly discussed using weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. These include Sharon Osbourne, Oprah Winfrey, and Tracy Morgan, and they openly talked about using these medications for weight management. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with your colleagues. When we change how we see disease, we change how we shape lives. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep seeking wisdom. Podcast brought to you by Master MedFacts at mastermedfacts.com.